Hello and welcome to Origin of Concepts. This is a mini-series of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. In this episode, we will explore the Olympios Simulacrum, or the image/statue of Jupiter at Olympi. The mainstream title is Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Okay. This statue could have been a real statue in Olympia, but I will leave that for speculation, because there is a much greater chance that the statue is of mythical origin in the Milky Way center. Okay, normally I'll start with the text here, but the text to this image is very debated, but the overall message is as follows. The sculptor Phidias carved a statue of Jupiter in the image of Zeus, seated on a magnificent throne carved from white ivory, with hair, beard, and a golden robe, and precious stone for his eyes. And then there's a little snip of the text who says, whose hair and not once shook Olympus. Okay, let's take a look at it. I will go to the Milky Way. First of all, the statue is seated on a throne. And this throne is the dark shadows outlining the Milky Way center. I'll show you the throne, which is basically every single throne you will notice in any myth in the world. I'll draw it for you now. This is the great throne of the Milky Way. This is the seat, and that's the legs. And here, let me try. Here is the back of the throne, and then you're like sitting here. So, and the throne can have like something up behind here or whatever, but this is the throne. And so this is the throne of Zeus. Okay. The statue is carved from white ivory. Of course, because the carving is the striped shadow next to the white silvery shadow, which is the ivory from the elephant tusk in the Milky Way center. Let's draw it. Here is all the carvings, the stripes and the striped shadow. And it is carved from the elephant tusk. The ivory is in the elephant tusk in the Milky Way center. So this is the ivory carved by the striped shadow. So here you got it. And by the way, in many myths in Asia, you got elephants, but that's for another video. But this is the elephant tusk in the Milky Way. All right. And then we got the next. The hair is, of course, this is always the head, and the hair is the striped shadow. And then he also got a beard, and the beard is, of course, always this shadow. And then the statue has a golden robe, which is the entire Milky Way center, because this is also a robe, and it's like, I don't know how to paint a robe, but his head is here, and that's the rope, around his the cloak or whatever you call it. But there it is. I'll make you have to imagination the cloak from, yeah. And by the way, it's a golden robe, and I think you know what I mean, because the golden color is, of course, the light emerging from the disk in the center, the red part of the Milky Way center, the golden robe. Okay, and then of course his eyes is precious stone, and the only precious stone here is the disk in the Milky Way center. The precious. Maybe you have heard that phrase in a movie somewhere. Precious. I'll get back to to some Hollywood stuff in another video. So let's see. Okay, back to Zeus. And then we got this little snip of text. Whose hair and not once shook Olympus. So Zeus do like this, he's nodding with his head, which causes an earthquake on Mount Olympus. So let's take a look at that story, because here, of course, we got the Mount Olympus, and we got not the bird. We got the hair, his hair, and his head. And when he knocks, he starts an earthquake. And of course, the earthquake is the striped shadow here. So that's how it works. Maybe I'll get back to this specific story about Zeus in another video. So, but that's the origin of that. Okay, and then we got we can take a look at the picture. I'll go back to the main image here. If you look at the picture, Zeus is sitting on his throne in this house with the dome, and I'll show you that. Let me see. Yes, Zeus is encircled in a room with a dome, and this is can of course also be found in the Milky Way center, because this is the house, and here with the throne and Zeus is in the room. This is basically Zeus, and if you note, he got a golden ball in his hand on the drawing here. And this is, it represents the golden disc in the Milky Way center, which is also the Earth in the sky. So, but that was just bonus. It is not related to the seven wonders. Okay, I'll go much deeper into the characters of Jupiter and Zeus in another video. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. If not, watch my next video and see if you change your mind. And until then, take care and bye.